It may seem that hooves are only suitable for running on firm, flat surfaces. But in reality, hoofed animals are capable of demonstrating astonishing agility, scrambling up almost vertical cliffs and rocky outcrops. These hoofed creatures can calmly walk along such narrow and barely discernible trails that just looking at them would make a person dizzy. Moreover, mountain goats and sheep can not only walk and climb on such rocks, but also run on them, bouncing off stones for breathtaking and sharp jumps, leaping over entire chasms and evading pursuit. Even the nimble snow leopards adapting to living at tremendous heights often fail to catch these elusive animals. And when a bear tried to catch a mountain hoofed animal, it realized it had made a terrible mistake. Hunger drove the predator into places from which it was extremely difficult to escape. There's no question of catching and overwhelming the hoofed creature here. The mountain herbivorous beast seems to be mocking the bear, calmly watching as the formidable predator turns into a helpless and frightened creature that cannot take a single confident step. Without a single strike, the hoofed animal easily and gracefully defeated the brown bear. It seems the predator is left only to rely on rescuers or descend, risking every second to fall headlong. Today we will show you other cases in which hoofed animals surprised their opponents. A huge grizzly emerged from the forest and noticed a group of horses grazing on the farm. The predator expected that one of its kind would be enough to cause panic among the hoofed animals. But instead of fleeing, the horses approached closer and stared at the predator, standing shoulder to shoulder, as if they were asking, "What do you want?" And the bear replied, "Nothing, I was just passing by. Sorry for the disturbance." Against 3 aggressive herbivores, it couldn't hold its ground, so the predator immediately reconsidered attacking. Usually, when a brown bear attacks, the only option for a hoofed animal is to panic and run, relying on the speed of its legs. But these mountain goats watch the aggressive predator with resilience and calmness. They position themselves on a sheer cliff. To the bear, it seems that just a couple of steps separate it from a satisfying meal. But these few yards are insurmountable for it. The bear cannot descend, let alone attack the hoofed animals, who watch the helpless enemy with curiosity. Sometimes patience and composure can be more effective weapons than brute force. The donkey is usually extremely patient if it doesn't feel threatened. But this pig managed to provoke the hoofed animal. It thought that the long ears and neck, combined with the elongated snout and relatively short legs, made the donkey vulnerable. The pig was mistaken. The sweet little donkey immediately made it clear that it shouldn't be trifled with. With its powerful and large teeth, it grabbed the massive pig by the scruff and began to drag, pull, and even lift it off the ground to teach it a lesson. But if you think that donkeys are brave enough only against their farm neighbors, you're mistaken. This donkey was taken along as a pack animal on a hunt. But it wasn't about to stand idly by watching dogs fight a huge wild boar. The domestic hoofed animal sprang into action. The hunting dogs didn't expect such fierce assistance from their usually calm companion, but they didn't miss their chance. The donkey seized the boar by the base of its spine and lifted it into the air almost effortlessly. Meanwhile, the dogs sank their teeth into the victim's snout. That's what effective cooperation looks like. The donkey's owner is clearly shocked by the hunting abilities of their herbivorous pet. But it's entirely possible that with its help, the donkey saved not just one dog from the boar's tusks. Such dedication and teamwork between representatives of different species deserves your like, don't you think? A group of buffalo came to bathe in a small pond to cool off on a hot day. These huge hoofed animals fear no one. They are brave and won't back down even under a barrage of predator attacks, defending each other. Unlike many other herbivores, these bulls will protect their kin and support them in battle. Combined with immense strength and powerful horns, this makes buffaloes formidable opponents. But not for the hippopotamus. The enraged giant noticed unwelcome guests on its territory and immediately ran to give them an unforgettable reception. Although the bulls are massive, with well-defined musculature and impressive height at the shoulder, they are not even close to being in the same weight category as the hippopotamus. On average, a buffalo weighs around half a ton. A hippo can weigh up to 3 tons. This giant would simply plow through all the other buffaloes and then drown them. It has tough skin with a thick layer of fat and, most importantly, a terrifying mouth. Although hippos are herbivores, their bite is so powerful that with their jaws they can crush and sink wooden motorboats. But the main thing is their rage. An aggressive hippo cannot be stopped. However, it was mistaken in thinking that its force and anger could shake the loyalty of the buffaloes to each other. The hoofed animals responded to the ferocious attack of the giant with an unexpected move. Understanding the hopelessness of a prolonged struggle, one of the bulls diverted the enemy's wrath towards itself and shielded the rest of its family members with its own body. The buffalo gave his relative time to retreat hastily, facing the ferocious enemy one-on-one. The hippopotamus didn't expect this. For a while it assessed its opponent, then began to intimidate it, threatening with its fearsome jaws. Finally, the hippo launched a furious attack, overwhelming the defense of a foe more than 5 times lighter. Even a rhinoceros wouldn't withstand such a charge. The hippo flung the buffalo aside, creating a wave in the shallows and splashing water droplets everywhere. But the buffalo didn't lose its composure and delivered a counterattack with its horns directly into the aggressor's mouth. The move saved the hoofed animal's life. The attacking impulse of the hippo was broken. The giant was bewildered, receiving a painful blow in response to its usually unstoppable attack. It slowed down. This gave the buffalo a chance to regain its balance and retreat. If it had fallen, the hippo would have simply drowned or trampled it. But fortunately, our hero soon rejoined the family, which was waiting for it nearby on a dry land. Rams often resolve any issues in the simplest way possible, with a head-on collision. They attack practically any neighbors on farms, sorting out relationships with competitors in the herd. But this ram made a mistake when it attacked a male deer. Accustomed to the fact that after an unexpected and sharp attack, most herbivores retreat from him, even if the opponent is larger. But the deer is happy to show its strength, especially since the females are watching the duel. It manages to lower its head and meet the ram's attack with its own branched and powerful antlers. Such aggressiveness was unexpected. He engaged with the wrong hoofed animal here. The deer easily withstood the initial charge, after which it went on to the counterattack. The shape of the deer's antlers is perfect for such duels, as the load on the neck is compensated for. Thanks to its superiority in mass and height, the deer gains an additional tactical advantage. Moreover, the sharp tips of its antlers flickered dangerously close to the ram's eyes, who was now regretting initiating this fight. In the end, the deer simply flung the opponents aside, then delivered a powerful blow to its torso, knocked it to the ground, and continued the attack there. The ram feels utterly helpless and tries to flee in panic, but the engaged deer shows no intention of stopping. It decided to teach the insolent one a lesson and tosses it around on the ground. Its force intimidates, and the sharp tips of its antlers painfully pierce the aggressor's body. But the deer didn't see fit to carry the fight to a fatal conclusion. It allowed the ram to escape. After this painful lesson, it won't attack the first opponent it encounters without reason, and certainly won't mess with these hoofed animals anymore. Crocodiles' favorite tactic is to ambush in murky water and attack hoofed animals unexpectedly, for example, at a watering hole or when the prey is crossing a body of water. The crocodile's bite force is simply monstrous. The reptile swiftly lunges out of the water, grabs the target with its teeth, and either drags it underwater where it drowns, or inflicts terrible damage by thrashing its head and holding onto the prey. Usually, the herbivore barely has time to understand what happened. Few manage to put up any resistance, usually resorting to instinctive flight. But this time, the predatory reptiles made a wrong choice of prey. This zebra turned out to be an amazingly brave and stubborn fighter. When she was crossing a relatively deep body of water, she was immediately surrounded by 5 large adult crocodiles. The situation seems hopeless. One of the predators already bit her hind leg and pulled her towards him, and the rest closed in. But the zebra desperately struggles, creating waves and clouds of water dust. She overcomes the pain and breaks free from the grip, although a significant portion of her muscles remains in the crocodile's jaws that caught her. The reptile is surely shocked by such resistance. Fortunately, the zebra got lucky. Despite the wound looking severe and painful, major blood vessels remain intact, and fueled by adrenaline, the hoofed animal can even continue to kick and defend itself with that limb. However, the reptiles are not planning to let go of their prey. They continue to tighten the circle, and one of the crocodiles attacks the zebra straight on the head, attempting to grab her muzzle. Then, the crocodile can either drown the opponent faster or spin around its axis and break the herbivore's neck. But the zebra acted effectively and managed to retract to the predator's attack in time. She kept kicking and then suddenly bit the attacker. The zebra's teeth closed in on the crocodile's upper jaw. Such a bite isn't dangerous to the lizard and won't inflict serious injuries, but the plane of the striped hoofed animal lies elsewhere. The zebra immediately turned her head with her flexible neck, continued to hold the enemy's head in the grip. This threw the crocodile off balance and deprived it of a point of support for the next attack. The reptile found itself in the most uncomfortable position. Other reptiles attempted to attack the zebra, but the hoofed animal didn't stop and continued to circle, evading their jaws. The reptile's jaws slid off the zebra's rounded body. Just a couple more seconds, and the crocodiles would find a way to get a better grip on the prey. But the zebra didn't even give the enemies that tiny window of time. While still grappling with one crocodile, she gradually moved away from the others. The zebra got lucky. Hippopotamuses approached the noise of the struggle. They didn't actively intervene in the fight, but their mere presence was enough to make the crocodiles behave more modestly, trying not to incur the wrath of the 3-ton giants. As a result, the zebra seized the opportunity. Although a particularly bold predator swam directly at her and grabbed her by the neck just a few steps from the safe shore, the zebra managed to break free again, fend off the attack, and make it to dry land with the fight. This is not the only case, far from it. Perhaps brave and battle-ready zebras are not being encountered so often. But when they do, predators have a hard time. Here, a crocodile managed to grab a zebra as she and her herd were crossing a body of water at a relatively deep spot. The hoofed animal is in trouble, and no one else will help it. Well, it'll have to fend for itself. The mighty reptile managed to grab the prey, stop it, and even partially throw it off balance. But they couldn't bring the zebra down. Moreover, the crocodile got a bit greedy and bit the herbivorous opponent on the broad area of her hind leg. Of course, escaping from such crushing jaws won't be possible, but at least the bones remained intact after the bite, meaning the fight could go on. The wounded zebra managed to break free before other reptiles swam up to their kin and finished what had been started. It's not yet a victory, but it's a step towards survival. Suddenly, a large and furious predator lunges forward. This crocodile is tired of fooling around and decides to attack the zebra by the head to twist her neck and drag her underwater. Well, it's his own fault. The zebra proves to be a fierce fighter. She's prepared for this turn of events and catches the crocodile, who had just managed to get within striking distance. The hoofed animal bites the reptile first. And it may seem like these opponents are completely uneven in terms of draw strength, but the zebra has ways to survive the enemy and surprise it as well. The horse's large, flat teeth may not penetrate the reptile's tough scales, but the zebra aims to make the carnivorous, cold-blooded creature feel very, very bad pain. She succeeds. Her jaws crush even the toughest and hardest vegetation. They crush it rather than cut it. So with her teeth acting like vices, the zebra separates the predator's skin from the muscle tissue and bones right underneath it. For the crocodile, this is an incredible pain that the predator likely hasn't experienced before. The reptiles are shocked by this onslaught, but the zebra doesn't stop at just one bite. She also lifts the crocodile's head above the water to prevent him from retaliating with a bite. The predator backs off, but other crocodiles still manage to reach our striped hero. What a pity, isn't it? An experienced and very strong lioness sneaks up on a herd of zebras. The predatory cat's plan is to get as close as possible and then suddenly startle the herd, causing them to flee, while simultaneously grabbing the individual closest to her. Usually, lionesses hunt in packs, but sometimes experienced cats are able to bring down prey on their own, even if it outweighs the predator. The huntress's plan was a success. The predatory cat acted incredibly fast. She leaped out of hiding in a flash, charging at the herd of zebras, which could only raise a cloud of dust in panicked flight. But when the dust settled, it became clear that the lioness had seized her target. She managed to catch a zebra during a short chase, while the rest of the herd was so frightened that they could only watch in shock as the predator sank her teeth into the neck of their fellow. However, the lioness made a mistake in her choice of prey. Her target turned out to be one of the few zebras that refuse to surrender without a fight, and who are capable of giving the clawed enemy such fierce resistance that any predator would become envious. The zebra proved to be a true master in close combat. She found herself on top, overpowering the lioness with her massive body. Notice just how the zebra took the optimal position. She pinned the lioness to the ground and prevented her from escaping, while also bending her head in such a way that the cat couldn't reach the prey's trachea. Yes, the lioness is biting the zebra, but the herbivorous animal didn't suffer any serious damage from it. The lioness can't sever blood vessels or seriously harm the cervical vertebrae. Her favorite tactic is attempted strangulation, but thanks to the zebra's contortions, the prey's trachea is out of reach of the lioness's teeth. Meanwhile, the herbivore's legs conveniently block the lioness's paws, preventing her from delivering powerful blows to the prey's body. The zebra has avoided any serious injuries and effectively dominates the lioness in the struggle. However, this cannot go on indefinitely. Gradually, the zebra moves towards the lioness's midsection, continuing to press the opponent's body to the ground. The predatory cat attempts to grab the enemy, but fails. The zebra bites the predator several times, painfully gripping the huntress's skin, then suddenly jumps up just before the lioness can grab her throat. Then the zebra starts trampling the lioness, literally mixing her with the dust. The predator fights back, but several precise blows from the massive hoofs stun her, and the zebra bounces off the defeated hunter. To be fair, zebras are quite tough. Here, the aggressive herbivore attacks an adult giraffe, the tallest land animal on the planet. A giraffe can easily peek into a third-floor window while standing on the ground. Although it is outweighed by an elephant, hippopotamus, and rhinoceros, this 2-ton beast with a long neck is a dangerous fighter. With one kick, a giraffe can crush a lion's skull. But neither the strength nor the size of the opponent stops the zebra. The striped aggressor circles around the giraffe, crashes into it, attacks, and threatens constantly. The restrained giraffe doesn't intend to use its ultimate weapon against this bully. But it's not one to mess with either. Plus, it has a powerful neck strike. The zebra made a mistake in choosing its opponent. The giraffe catches the zebra at the very moment it rears up, delivering an amplitude and sweeping neck strike to the opponent's neck. The zebra is simply swept aside, like a leaf blown by the wind. It's only at this moment that the zebra realizes it made a mistake in choosing its opponent. This is a rather common story. A zebra attacks a peacefully grazing warthog. The aggressive herbivore either got scared by the sudden approach of the tusker or simply decided to show it who's the boss. The zebra's motives are unclear, but we see the result. A lightning-fast strike sends the warthog into a deep knockout. It was simply turned off. It didn't even fly away. It just collapsed into the dust. The other warthogs are shocked by the behavior of their usually peaceful neighbor. It's amusing that the zebra acts as if nothing happened, it doesn't attack anybody else, and continues to stand calmly. But this episode is particularly cool. Rhinoceroses are considered some of the most dangerous and powerful animals in Africa. Weighing around 3 tons, they possess a devastating ramming strike. Their bodies are covered with tough skin that, due to its hardness and roughness, resembles real stone armor. Their horn can easily disembowel prey with a powerful upward thrust. But the zebra doesn't care about that. The rhino angered the striped herbivore, and it's in for a beating now. The giant didn't expect such audacity from the zebra and instinctively began to retreat. The hoofed animal took advantage of the split-second weakness just perfectly. The zebra approached the rhinoceros from the side and began to pursue it, biting into relatively sensitive areas with its teeth. Rhinos can reach tremendous speeds. They can also spin around, scattering predators that dare to pounce on the giant's back. But this huge beast can't make a sideways step. It could easily knock over the zebra by spinning, but out of habit, it runs forward, which the striped aggressor takes advantage of. The zebra showed that even such cool and strong creatures should not be messed with. The lionesses chased after the female giraffe, but didn't expect the sudden appearance of her calf. It turns out the young hoofed animal is an excellent fighter. It dashes out of the bushes and saves its mother, boldly lunging straight at the lionesses. The giraffe knocks down the predatory cat and then throws it off with an impressive blow from its front leg. Both herbivores run into the sunset. Pretty impressive, right? Let us know your thoughts about the episodes in which hoofed animals stood up to their enemies in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of the most amazing moments from the world of wildlife.